Yeah, there we go. What's up, guys? Saturday night in the Finesse Factory. We're gonna be doing a little bit of live streaming, a little bit of painting. So, hope you guys like the last pattern video, the last match to hatch. Cause guess what? Um, that's the direction that the channel's headed in. I definitely, I'm deep down this bait making rabbit hole. Can't see. Let me see. 1 second. I want to adjust something real quick. All right, so let me bring you up to speed. So here we got a Mega Bass eye slide 135 blank. Gonna be doing that in the Hobbs Golden Shiner pattern. I'm gonna be ghosting it out, and this is gonna be going out to the Bass Clapper over on Instagram. Good dude, specialist from what I see in catching big bass. I was just doing some patterns today, just adding, tweaking, and came across. Already followed him on Instagram, but was just really looking at some of his catches and whatnot. And I'd like for one of these to end up on West Coast Bass, so we're gonna send this out to him. In terms of the blank, so I've already done a couple of things here. I did a clear coat. Because we're ghosting it out, and one of the tweaks, what I'm doing is I'm gonna add fluorescent on the inside, and then go ahead and add my my base coat white, and then go from there. The reason being because ghosted out, I want you to see that orange from underneath. So that's one of the tweaks we're doing, and then we'll get to the other one when we get there. Saturday night. Sit back, we got nowhere to go. All right. So again, this Createx fluorescent orange. Gonna thin it out a little bit, thin my colors out with water. Hope you guys got a good view there. I'm warning you now, the phone may fall over. I'm holding it down with 2 weights, but may have needed 3. Whatever. It's the first live. We'll take it and go from here. Oh, also, there is a giveaway. I'm giving away, so I already did a couple of these S-Cranks earlier today. I'm going to give away one of them. I'll talk more about that later on at the end. Stay tuned. I'm shooting at about 25 PSI. And yep, you're looking at it. Ice heat set with a space heater, with a buddy heater. I like it. It's better. It's a little bit more slower than a heat gun, than a blow dryer. But just the way it sets, man, I like it. Just want to get a little bit of the gill plate and the eyeballs. Don't want to go down too far. Remember, this effect is to be seen from underneath, so any bass looking from underneath up, it's going to get a good shot of that orange. And the fact that I clear coated beforehand, should have shown you a rough copy before. So this was what it looked like before. You know, not bad, just a regular blank. But then, it might be a little late now. It definitely does add shine with the top coat, with the clear coat, and that's just regular Createx, that gloss coat. If anything, it's definitely adding depth to the bait. Right now it's starting to look like a goldfish. Gotta remember to keep this a little closer to you guys, I'm sorry. Cool. Alright, so now that that jazz is done, let me give you a little bit better look. I gotta move some of these colors. I had planned to do a glow underneath, but to be honest with you, I haven't worked with that yet, and I don't want to do it for the first time on camera, especially if it's a trash product. I'd rather find that out for myself off camera. Yeah, so all of this is pretty much going to be seen from underneath. Bang, and now we're just going to encapsulate that with some opaque white. So did you guys know that today is National Hamburger Day? Curious to know, what were some of your guys' hamburgers of choice? Mine is the Straggler hamburgers, to be honest with you. The White Castle burger. Call it the Straggler burgers because late night, though it may seem like a good choice, especially when there's nothing else in sight, in the morning you're going to regret it. But that's for me to deal with in the morning. Not now. Okay, opaque white. Ooh, I forgot to run water. It's alright. Guess what? It's getting another layer of white. We're getting pearl white on top of this. Cool. I'm gonna end up leaving just a little hint of that orange, just a thin little bloodline of that orange. Nothing too nuts out of this world. The pearl's gonna mask that up even more, but you can see that the orange underneath it sort of wants to burst through. All right, let's go. Pearl white, where are you? I found you. Now the pearl white, what this is going to do is going to finish masking the orange. Also, just like everything, layers, tones. It's going to give the next color a little bit more depth. I love pearl white. Oh. Pearls are so thick, I like to just keep constant little spray going so it doesn't clog the tip, even though you thin it down with whatever, reducer, water. So come on, camera. See that? See much less of that orange. Because the orange is strong. That fluorescent orange wants to burst right through. And let's see if I get you a good angle. See how noticeable it is underneath the bait, through the hardware, through the interiors. That's a flash color too. Bass kill that color. Okay, we're all done. I've done with the pearl white. I'm gonna move water through this. All right, next color up, it's gonna be yeah, this is a little bit different blank, so we're gonna skip that step. All right, pearl satin gold. Some of these colors I already have thinned out so strong, so thick rather, don't really want to come out when you're spraying. And then I still water them down again. Alright, so here, what we're going to do is, I'm actually going to try to leave a little bit of the pearl white exposed. I'm going to end up hitting the top, shoulders, face, the gill plates, head. We're going to leave the bottom as is. Let me show you something. So, with the S crank, with this blank, you see I highlighted a little bit, not a little bit, decently, where you have your hooks, you know, give them something to aim for. With this is going to be a little bit different. There's a glide bait. It's just so narrow as well. I may go back and touch up where the hooks go, but it's not going to be anything crazy like how it was on S blank or on the S crank rather. Um, different blanks go for different things. So let's get to it. This out of the way. Oh yeah, gotta water that down a lot more. Like that heat set. Just me, I like to run my colors thinned out. You could always go back, add more layers, but if it's too thick, once it's on there, it's no good sometimes. I'm sorry if I'm getting any comments and not replying. This is the first time I'm doing this. I'm doing it off the phone. I'll be sure to go back and read at some point, but I gotta pay attention. It's looking good. It's not looking like much right now in terms of the gold. It's not activated yet. We'll get there. You'll see what I mean by activated. It's got to be real subtle for a reason. Whoops. That's what I get for going in like the Old West. Gotta be careful not to drown it out with the satin gold, because the next step, it's really gonna just bring this color to life. See what I'm doing there? I'm giving the whole blank, I give it just a little touch underneath, on the sides, even through the ghost parts, just to give it that effect. I'm building depth. Alright. Show you guys what we got going here. Don't know if you guys got a good angle there. There you go. You can see the play right there on the bottom. We got straight ghosts. What looks to be like a little bit of a peachy color right now. That's just because of the camera angle and the lighting. Let's see if I play with that a little bit. There we go. And you see the gold just hazed on top. Watch what's about to happen to that gold. So, next color up. Transparent. They call it bright yellow, but for all intents and purposes, it's transparent. This is a grenade of a color in terms of, not on its own, just what it does to another color. Especially gold. Watch this. It also works well with copper or like a rust. Believe it or not, a green too. Woo! Yes, went super light with it for a reason. So, bam. That's where we're at so far. I'm sorry about the angle too. We'll get a better angle going next time. I'm wondering if I actually turn one of these lights off. See how that yellow transformed the gold? Cool. So, next color up. What is the next color up? Just kidding. So it's actually going to be a blend. A little cocktail. Let me make sure it's all cleaned down here. That cocktail is going to consist of a couple drops of transparent green, a couple drops of pearlized green, slightly like a half, like a third of a drop if you can of opaque black, not too much at all, and then the catalyst in the group. You can sub this with satin gold as well. I like to use pearl copper. The pearl copper, just the shine in that pearl, you're gonna see it through all these colors combined. Especially if you go a little bit too dark with the black, this saves your day. So I like to start out with a couple drops of water underneath for when I mortar it. And the pearlize. Pearlize, I'm gonna go 1, 2. This is a pretty big blank. Let's do 3 on that one. The transparent's very thin, so we're gonna match that with 3. You need it to show up. Trust me, it shows up. Then we're gonna leave black for last. I want that to be very measured. The pearl copper. Let's do 2 of that one. And again, with the black, very minimal black. You're just darkening it up. You're not adding black to it really. You're just hold on. Get that in there. Gotta be very precise. So yeah, with the black, it's more like an assist, like an alley-oop. You're adding to the overall mix, but it's something that you don't really want to show up on its own. Unless that's what you're going for, then that's cool. Okay. Give that a mortar. We could afford to thin that out just a tad bit more. Okay, so again, here we go. Over the spine, the shoulders, the face, the gill plates, but this time I'm gonna go slightly above the gold. I'm not gonna completely envelop it. Yeah, it's just about where I want it. One thing about me, I am one to spray at angles. I feel like that's key. That's a big deal. Give that a quick heat set. It's looking good. All right. There we go. I could afford to make this gill plate just a tad bit darker. Boy. Cool. So, believe it or not, we're getting there. We're about halfway, maybe a little bit more, done with this. See how just layering the colors, going slightly above. They do blend. I don't mean come to a harsh stop. I am blending them, but slightly coming to a stop slightly before one color meets the other. It's giving you like this rainbow effect with this nice blended rainbow effect. I'm gonna show it to you right here. Bam. See that? It rolls over into gold, into the white, into the orange, into the ghost. Yeah. Cool. So let's keep it moving. That looks to be just about right. Don't really gotta touch it much more. Sorry, I'm a perfectionist. If I see any little thing and I'm like 4 or 5 colors down the road, I'll turn back and I'll come back and fix that. Yeah, it's looking good. It's looking real good. So now I got a whole bunch of extra paint left over. I'm an idiot. Reminder. Measure correctly. That was like double the amount of paint that I actually needed. So cut all that in half. I'm learning still, whatever. Now, if I was gonna do a full body shiner, those measurements would have been right. So, yeah, let's give it a quick heat set. Just to be sure, I like to work with nice, crispy, dry palettes. It's very easy, especially with the slip of the airbrush, to drown out bait. So, better safe than sorry. Wow, this is looking tremendous underneath. Dude, that's pretty dope. Cool. Don't judge my color vape. This was the last one left. And of course, I'm a little bit of a fiend, so decided this would go buy a pack of cigarettes. I wasn't really interested in the cigarette part. And I didn't really mind the color. I fish morning dawn a lot, and that's what I like to think of it of. And that's what it is, morning dawn. Okay, so now I actually want to buff this out first a little more. Gonna add a quick effect to it. Gonna take the pearl copper. We're gonna give it a little blast, like a 360 kind of blast. Thin that out. What am I doing? And go. Turn my nozzle down. This, you gotta go super light with this. This is more of a secondary effect. All you're doing is giving it really like a sheen, but if you go too heavy, you see, I didn't go too heavy, but right away it picks up. I don't know if you guys can pick that up right away. Bam, bam. Super light underneath as well. This makes the bait look that much more crispy. Gives a little glare. A little flick and shine. Where you could afford to go a little bit heavier. It's on the eye sockets themselves. Sorry guys, it just bucked on me a little bit. Here we go. Saiwata HPCS. It's a deadly weapon, you just gotta learn how to control it. There we go. Why didn't I just do that? Fucking idiot. Yeah, I do that. I inspect my baits, even when I'm cleaning my airbrush. I'm a nitpicker. That's where I find things wrong here, things wrong there, things that aren't really wrong at all. Whatever. So, Now we're going to move on to the fins. So I got some stenciled out fins. Let's use a wider one, especially for this blank. Let's see, guys, what we got here. I think that first one. This one right here. I want to do a black on the back. No. Let's do a pearl silver. Pearl silver because it's going to be a little bit... I want it to sort of kind of be camouflaged, just a little bit heavier than the pearl white. Even though pearl silver and pearl white on any given day, I'll give you $1 million if you can really tell them apart, especially on a ghosty lure. But that's just me. So we're going to double fin this for effect. Fin placement. Fin placement is key. I mean, the wrong place fin on the right bait can just make the bait look completely shitty. So you got to be very careful. And you got to work with the fin. It's just about right. See, I'm struggling here. I'm gonna have to go back, clean that up. Shit. For this to show up, I'm gonna have to give it a couple coats. Again, I wasn't playing. I'm telling you, it's really hard to tell apart pearl white from pearl silver. You can only once you start getting into heavy coats of each color. Look, that's 2 coats. Now we're sort of starting to see it. That's 2 coats, and the last one was pretty liberal. Pretty liberal on a Saturday night. Pretty liberal! What the fuck am I saying? Check this out. It's gonna take like 3, maybe 4 coats of this pearl silver to really show over the pearl white. But it's worth it. The play on those 2 colors looks pretty awesome. That's just where I want it right there, not too much darker. It's for blending effect. Looks pretty dope right there. We want it soft. soft. If I wanted it hard, I would have went with a black, or I would have went with the same mix that I did of that green. That shiner green, we're gonna call it, since it's just the mix, and the mix sounds blah. Let's hit the other side. Yeah. So I'm painting, and then I'm not heat setting. I'm air setting. Um, I'm just hitting the tip of my brush and letting that air just air dry it, and then I'm running the silver back to back. The reason is because I don't want to move the stencil. I want to have it pretty much perfect. I did that before to show you guys just the difference in the tones layer after layer. But when you're stenciling, if you can just keep it right there, just tap on the brush like that. Especially at a low PSI. If you have it at a high PSI, it's cold air. It's gonna condensate. You're gonna get it's watery. You're gonna get some liquid on top. But at a low PSI, especially when you're stenciling, you can get away with it. You don't necessarily need to heat set, especially if you're gonna do multiple layers. But that's rare. We're doing light colors here. Usually do darker colors. Now, run that out of my brush just a little bit less. Oh, my hose is caught. I hate that, getting your hose caught. We're almost done, guys. Not too much left. So now we go back to the fluorescent orange. And this is a little bit of stronger color, so take it easy. Low PSI. I'm gonna turn this down in a sec. When I stencil, I like to stencil somewhere between 10 and 15. That's just me. This is an opinion piece. It's not facts, just personal facts. But it's just a little bit more control. Prevents that webbing. That webbing when you first start stenciling. Pisses you off. pisses me off, especially on a good bait. All right, so what you're gonna do, what I'm gonna do, what I like to do, is line it up exactly where I had it before. Go down a couple millimeters and go forward a couple millimeters. You're offsetting it. That's also adding depth. Just screwed that one up. There we go. It's also adding a ton of realism. I'm gonna do this, try and show you guys. I'm sorry, no, the angle's not 110. Cool. So yeah, it gives it that little mirrored effect. You know who has like fins like that in real life? Not the color, but the effect I'm trying to go for, that real light, like double vision kind of effect. Crappies. Crappies have that. Sexy, sexy little fins. And then I just like to extend it just a little bit just to fix that. It's a little noticeable in there. Right there. One more blast, and it should be there. You gotta bring the color on slowly, guys. Can't rush it. There she glows. See how it's coming to life? It's looking super real. I'm not gonna front. It's looking super real, especially as you go along. You want it to go. I'm gonna break up super realism in a bit. With the eyes I have picked out. Just traditional Mega Bass shit, but doing this, painting this kind of way, doesn't matter if you're doing a shiner, doesn't matter if you're doing a bluegill. Softly layering. I learned this from good dude over in Tackling the Dream. Layering and all about it, going from softer colors to darker colors, good dude, Bubba Higgins. Check him out. He's over on a ton of stuff: Instagram, Facebook, Bubba's Baits. Damn, Bubba, you got some nice baits, bro. I've learned a little bit too along the way. Dude, getting these stencils lined up to where you want them sometimes could be a pain in the neck. I'm not lying. I mean, like, oh boy. Here we go again. Sometimes you want to take the stencil, sometimes you want to just throw it, chuck it, burn it. May have to go back with a Q-tip and just once over here and there. When you stencil, be sure that you clean your stencil every so often. Don't be like me, because then when you go work with a ghostly color, it's going to show up again. Give it one last little touch. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. We're almost done. Almost got this shiner for the bass clapper. Hope he catches a big one. Saturday night. I hope you clapping something other than bass right now, boy. But if you're clapping bass, that's fine too. I'm out here down to catching bass at any time. Like, don't matter. Alright, so just give me a sec. I gotta Q-tip this. We're almost done. The reason I want to Q-tip this right now is because the next part is also a little bit of make or break. What I'm doing is taking any little imperfections, lightly scuffing them away. You don't gotta go crazy. Oh my god, I got a spot. I got a spot all over my bait. Bro, just take a Q-tip. See what I'm doing there? A little saliva. Saliva specifically because it's a little bit thicker than water. Water might run your paint off. You're just looking to moisten and disengage. That's it. Taste some paint. That paint is delicious. And you do it slowly. You just blot it off. That right there, that was a pretty thick one, I'm not gonna lie. Let's see if the camera will focus. Come on, camera, focus. There we go, look at that. We're almost done here, boys. We're almost done here, boys and girls. I'm sure there might be one or two of you out there. I don't imagine there'd be many of you, but I'm pretty sure there's always one or two. That's right, this bait's looking sexy. Sexy is what it's looking. If you refer to your baits as sexy, you're a tackle junkie. And I don't just mean sexy shad. Ugh, that one's done for. Relax, it's water-based. Alrighty. We're down to the last step, which is going to be just a hint of not pearl green, transparent green. I mean, a hint. It's pretty thin as is, but the bait's looking pretty good. You know, you don't really want to do too much to it. But it is a nice effect. It finishes the merge of all the colors, in my estimation at least. I mean, damn. Talk about Saturday night special. I'm a simple guy. I like simple things. This is one of them right here. put the eyes on and give it another clear coat. Then we're gonna epoxy it, and that's it. That's all she wrote. Actually, no. There's another tweak. I keep forgetting. We are gonna put the eyes on right now. Let this hang out right here. Give you guys that close up. I'm glad I put that close up there. Taste a little bit more pink before the night's done. I like how all the colors come together in this. And at different angles, like you see how you pick up the gold there. Roll it over, pick up green. Roll it over, pick up ghosts. Alright, but wow. We are an hour and 15 minutes into this live stream, and we gotta start to wrap shit up, so I gotta be up at 5 o'clock in the morning on the bank. I've been bank fishing a lot lately. Take my kayak out whenever I want to home. White Pond, Pelton Pond, I got John Boat. But it's a special time of the year right now. It doesn't matter where you are, because still you're going to have fish in post-spawn, pre-spawn, spawn, all stages of the spawn, all 3 stages of the spawn, tri-spawn, all that. Pretty much anywhere you are, unless you're in like Florida. You guys are way ahead. Maybe some parts of California, maybe Mexico, who knows, I don't know. But it's an interesting time, and yeah, you pick them off good right now from the bank. I'm talking about you sniper. You are sniper 101. You want to sit down for 3 hours with a stubborn bass and have it out, because he don't want to bite your lure. He's on bed or she's on bed. Sure, it's a good time to do that. You want to get them amber lens out and go sight fishing. You want to run that bank with chatterbait, crankbait, spinnerbait. Great time to do that, man. And depending where you're at, depending on the temperature, pretty much all of you, because if I'm starting to hit walking baits and frogs, and I'm up here in New York, that means that most of you should be on that top water bite, which is another key deal in the spring. I mean, Jesus. You want to talk about this as close as you get to going to the movies. As close as I get to going to the movies. Especially with gas prices the way they are. Who got money for the movies? Nobody. Not me. The precio de la gasolina. It's a lot. It's super dope. Expensive right now. Talk about like what, close to $5 a gallon. That's here. I think California has been like what, $7 a gallon for a little while now. Oh, that's too late. We gotta darken that up. So you see, look, let me show you some. This happens sometimes. Whatever. You're putting in the eyes. When I'm putting in the eyes, I do it with the X-Acto knife. You see, right there. Bam! That little white. This little nick from the X-Acto knife. So what I do is I take the same little point that made the nick, because it's roughly the same size. I just go and dab it over. In this case, I'm going to do a little blend of the pearl green, black, and not for nothing, the darker the better. Obviously, unless you're doing a real light bait. But it prevents you from cleaning out the brush, going back, going crazy, saying, "Oh my God, I messed up the bait." No, just go back, give it a little dab. That's it. Even a Q-tip sometimes will work. Q-tip is too broad, in my opinion, especially when you just find detailing like this. Just a little nick. Look, you notice anymore? No, that's gone. He's looking, trying to find it. He can't find it. Can you find it, Mr. Shiner? No. And that's where we're at. Looking super clean. Obviously, tail's not going on tonight. I like to leave that for after. Even though the other day I played around, tried painting the tail, and hitting people up. Like, whoa, did I mess this bait up? It's all messed up. No, it's not messed up. Just peeled right off. But, hey, like buddy told me, some people like to do it, some people don't. I don't. I like to just leave it as that. I did all my experimenting already. Soft plastic tails, just leave them like that. Now, it only a matter of time. Got a little clog. Just bear with me, guys. Cleaning it out. We make it rain. We clear it out. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Would you look at that? You guys heard that soundbite running on the internet right now? Would you look at that? Oh, would you look at that? I like that one. Going back to that top coat, that clear coat, that clear top glossy coat thingy. We're gonna dump a ton of this on there. So I load it up in my brush. I add a little water to thin that boy down. It is pretty thick. And then you run that through the brush, you know, thin it out. If she's spraying, you're good to go. And I mean blasted. No mercy, straight up. That can't be good for my lungs. Dagger stroke. 2 more dagger strokes. Yeah. It's looking real wet right now. Super duper wet. You can do 3, you can do 4 coats of this. That hole you're seeing right there, little circle, that's just part of the blank. That's nothing I can do about that. Especially on a ghosty color like this, you're going to notice that. Part of the internals, part of the blank. Oh, look at that face. This guy's looking pretty worried there, like he might get eaten. We're almost done. And that light, I do want to go back over that fin. We're going to darken that out. It looks fine on the S crank, nice bright orange like that. It doesn't, not on this blank. I don't think so. So I'm just going to darken that out just a smidge. Add a little detail. Just make sure you're shooting at the consistency you want it to shoot at. More importantly, when you mix like this inside your brush, you want to keep testing until you get that right tone, because it's a living color, it's a living deal. Yeah, there we go. So let's add a little bit of detail to this if we can. I mean, we can afford to. It's so ghosty that a little detail isn't really going to kill it. And I'm just doing a little bit of play on the existing colors. We're not really taking nothing over. We're not really changing nothing. See what I mean? It's such a light stencil that there we are. See, just adding a little fin work. Just adding a little fin work. I can't wait till I'm to the point that I'm just like freehanding these, doing my own fin shit. Hey, it's all a process. It's all an evolution. Evolution, Angler Bassin. How clever am I? Hell yeah. Cool, so what we got now? Okay, so now that's it. That's it for the paint. Just gotta give that 2-tone epoxy. Where is? And that DevCon, that stuff super activates lore. I mean, talk about really bringing something to life. Need my hands to breathe. Alright guys, I'm gonna be epoxying this now. I'll give you a little close up. You know, not that difficult of a process. I like to take my time with things, especially doing something on camera the first time live. So yeah, we're at a minute and what, 32. We're at $1:32.30. But if I was cranking these out for like a customer, then Might be a little bit more pressed on time, or who knows? Maybe the opposite. I like to spend all night doing these kind of things. If I do get to the point where it's more factory, more machine-like, though, then yeah, I'll be cutting my time down. Also, got to remember we're explaining things today, showing you how we got where. Cool, two-tone epoxy. Alright. I definitely had an index card laid out, ladies. So here's the tweak. We're adding a little something to the epoxy. We're adding a little juice right at the end. So I start out with the clear. A little extra dab for good luck. Then I go to the hardener because I like to add just a touch more hardener than clear. Even the line, I'll make it thicker all the way across, just slightly ever so. Just slightly ever so. Don't ever like. Oh no, that's Satin. What the fuck am I talking about? Boom, 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 boom. And now we're gonna put the lotion in the basket. Mix that epoxy up. Mix it till you can't mix no more. You mix to your heart's content. Make sure all those bubbles are nice and out of there. You can smell it when it starts to activate too. Is that weird? I like the scent of weird, plasticky, gluey kind of chemicals. I don't know, comment below, let me know. So then I'll go back with the proper brush side and do the exact same thing I just did, just with the softer end. Make sure we velvet over everything. Get all those bubbles out. See, we started with a blank, now we're here. Started with a blank, now my whole shiner team here. Ready, set, and go. Not really much to worry about here. No lip, no bill. I did rubber band the inside of the joint. And I'm going to show you the tweak in a second here. Let me make sure though that I have clearance. This is always bad, trying to adjust your bait after you start to clear coat, but it's something you got to do so you can get in every nook and in every cranny, even though I am probably going to two-time this, which means that once this is all dry, tomorrow at some point I'll come back and do it again. Also builds layer, also adds effect. Certain baits, I like them to look like, I think I was talking to someone on Tackling the Dream about this, may have been Paul. Especially with the DevCon, it's almost like it encapsulates the bait in a teardrop. Of course, I'm still a novice at this, and it's just one man's opinion, and I'm sure I'm gonna bump into other great products, but right now for applying that 2-part epoxy, that DevCon, man, that 30-minute, not the 5-minute. You get the 5-minute, you're in trouble. You get the 5 minute for any brand, you're in trouble. But that 30-minute epoxy, that's gold. Nice, even, long brush strokes. Make sure you get the excess off. We're gonna need the excess off anyway. And don't worry about it leveling. If you do want to get inside the joint, so that that paint scheme doesn't come off, because please believe we've got the paint scheme on the inside of the joint. The bass clapper, if you're watching right now, don't worry, bro. You're all set up, even on the inside. Even on the inside of the joint, we got you. Alright guys, so ready for the remix? Here's the second little tweak. We're going to take a little bit of chartreuse. Or like a green. This one isn't chartreuse. This is more like a winter green, like a forest green, like a watermelon green. Somewhere in the middle of greens. And it's tiny, the flake. And the amount you're going to put is going to be even smaller than the size of the flake. You really can't go crazy with this. A lot goes a long way. I mean, a little goes a long way. A lot takes you around the world unnecessarily. So just a smidge. Take the butt end of the brush, work it into the remaining epoxy, and this, we're going to coast this wherever you see green. First, let me skim off any excess, because we are going to be adding some right now. And then just start to work it, dab it right on top. Again, add an effect. I like to think of add an effect to baits as like it's like the skirt on a jig. So you're just adding secondary effect, really. You know, there's certain days that a swim bait gets it done. There's certain days that a swim jig gets it done. There's certain days that a chatterbait gets it done. Certain days, less effect is more required than more effect. But with bait making, I just like to build effect subtly. Not crazily, subtly. So yeah, we're pretty much there. I don't know why I went ahead and added more flake. Just got a bad shot under the lighting. I gotta fix the lighting in here. It's gonna cost me big one day. It already has a couple times. I'm not gonna lie. I've done retarded things to baits. Just I don't know why. Or I do, because I had bad lighting. And it's the bad kind of lighting that sometimes it's too strong, sometimes it's too light. It's got like 30 million different light switches. Gotta fix the lighting. Ooh, that's so sexy though. I'm telling you, please be super careful with this. If you attempt, I don't mean in terms of any harm, I mean in terms of, dude, you could just completely overdo it. And then what's crazy is that in the beginning, you think that a lot, it's, oh, that looks really good. That's, yeah, wait till it dries. wait till you see it the next day. Again, it's sort of like a straggler. That evening, it may have seemed like a good idea, but you wake up the next morning, and you're like, what the fuck did I just do? Alright, friends, it would appear that we are done with this evening's festivities. Make sure all that flake is off the brush because I forgot to double check down here, but it's looking all right. It's looking all nice. Let's put a little bit of glitter around the mouth, right around the snout. Bam. It's looking good. It's looking real good, boys. I'm gonna give you a close up in a second. Boys, and again, the one or two girls that are probably watching. See what we just did there? Yeah, that's nuts. You got that shiner sparkling now. Just on the top. Yeah, this eye slide is looking dope. Hell yeah. And that's what I meant by Hobbs Golden Shiner 1.5. So I may be adding these two features. Look at the underneath. Dude, you can see the orange glowing. Like, it wants to like burst out of that pearl white. It wants to burst out of the gold. And you got a little drizzle of it right here. Pretty much like on that lateral line where the lateral line should be. Or would be on a bass. But then that ghost just comes, saves the day. Like, boo, it's me, Casper, the friendly ghost. Look, oh, the fish is so scared. That's how scared he is of that ghosting. Bass clapper, this is what I got for you, bud. And the giveaway. So we are going to be giving away similar S-crank, already made, pre-made today. So how are you gonna get this? This simple. You gotta be my follower as usual. Like the video, and first person to comment, leave a comment as to who this bait is going to. Let's do that. Who this bait is going to. And you're gonna win this S-crank. Nice little S-crank deal there. So, said it so many times this evening. Definitely should be able to pick up on that. Be a subscriber. Follow me. Or rather, that's the same shit. What am I talking? It's late. I'm sorry. You gotta be a subscriber. You gotta like the video. And leave a comment as to who this eye slide is going to. I'm not gonna say it again. And I will give you a hint. I like to fill things out in descriptions. So, bam. This Mega Bass eye slide is going to you, bud. I hope you catch a big one. I do got to finish it up in the morning, slap some hooks on it, put that tail on. Rest assured it's looking right. Ooh, look at the orange bursting through the belly. That's right, boys. All that work that we did before paid off. Let me see if I give you a close up on that. Hold on, I'm gonna tweak this. Yeah. You can see the orange right past the internals. And I'll thumbnail it once it's all dry and I send it out to old boy. I don't want to say your name because now it's going to be easy for somebody to go ahead and swipe that and leave a comment just to get the prize. But if you're paying attention, I'll get this out to you soon, man. Before I fish it because it's looking real good. Orange creamsicle. And yeah. It's gonna do it. This was his first live stream. Thank you guys for joining me. Closing in on minute 50. I don't know. If you like it this long, that's fine. It just is what it is. It's organic. I can't help it. Especially in the beginning, I want to take my time when I do these things. You're always welcome to tune in, tune out, watch it later. Fast forward, rewind, pause. Definitely want to pause in this pretty face. Not the pretty lords, right? Thanks for being part of this first live stream. Plenty more to come. A lot of changes coming to the channel. For the better, I think. And happy weekend. Happy Memorial Day weekend to you guys. Hobbs, Ghosted Golden Shiner 1.5. See you guys later, man. Thanks.